Hey, it's an online salute to the Manchester cowboy Davy Jones in support of the Davy Jones Equine Memorial Foundation. Join Monkey Pen Pals Mark Kleiner and Lee Baber for this live-streamed telethon, with a bevy of special guests galloping by to share memories of Davy, including Mickey Dolan, Davy's manager from the Brady Bunch, Britt Leach, plus friends, bandmates, fan club presidents, and many, many more. With a special appearance by thoroughbred racing legend and rescue horse advocate Eurico Rosa da Silva. So trot on over Sunday, July 7th, beginning at 1:30 p.m. Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. And make your donation to Davy's Equine Memorial Foundation during the telethon or right now at haveyouheard.org. Hey is for horses.
Foremost, what it means to us is honoring and maintaining a legacy that my dad started, and now we are the stewards of his initiation into rescue, and now we get to continue that, honor his legacy. I did want to talk a little bit about how DJMF was started, just so that people who may not know how this was a collective effort from the onset. Right when Dad died, the first thing they said was, "We're so sorry for you." Second thing, "What are you doing with the horses?" Because if everybody knew, if you know my father, you know that his horses and his daughters were the two loves of his life. And so with that, Talia and I are both equestrians. We grew up with horses, as well as my other sisters. But we were in America. Of course, the horses were in Florida. They were split between
California.
They were split between Florida and Pennsylvania at the time of his passing. And so with that question, Talia and I thought, well, I'm not sure. We hadn't really thought about this. Anyways, very, very, very big and very long story, kind of condensed, is that we were encouraged to create a foundation in his memory. And what that looked like really came to fruition with some very, very significant people in our lives.
And the people that we actually didn't know personally at the time.
Right.
Who came to us like with the biggest hearts and care ever and said, how can we help you with the horses? And we thought, he had 15 horses at the time, the majority of which he had rescued, as Sarah was just saying. And it was like a really, obviously a heart project. And so
we met with somebody in town, and they had also had a rescue. So they encouraged us, and they said, "You can do this, girls. You can do this. You can honor your father." And so we put our heads together, along with some, like I was saying, some really important people from the onset, Davy's Angels, which include Rachel and Mary and Suzanne and Terry and our dear friend Anita Weinberg, and and then a couple of other people. I'm so sorry about, not naming names. I know I have a limited time here, but so we decided that we could do this with everybody's help. And so we created this foundation.
At the time also, I was like, what are we doing? This is a lot.
Well, we didn't have the funds. Number one, we did not have the funds, just to be honest about it. We did not have the funds. We did not have access to the funds to be able to transport all of these horses to California, where we are, so that we could care for them. So Talia and Annabelle and Mickey, they did this incredible fundraiser. Peter was so critical in this. Mike did it. We have had so much generosity, and it just proves how important my father was to so many people. So with all of that, we were able to eventually bring all of the horses out to California so that we could have hands-on care, boots on the ground, like literal boots on the ground. And we have done so for, I think, what did we do? A couple months after he passed, and we've had them for over a decade. And we created a sponsorship program, which has been our only source of revenue for maintaining this herd. And it's like breathtaking how loyal Dad's fans were to him. Those fans have now become our family. I love most about DJMF is that it is the things that were the absolute most important to our dad, his horses, his girls, and his fans. And that is what DJEMF is. And how beautifully serendipitous is it that we were able to create that and now continue that legacy.
It's interesting how Sarah was just saying, you know, most of our lives we sat on the sidelines watching everything going on. You know, we didn't have the relationships that Dad did with his fans because, as a lot of people know, he was very personable. And that's what came up through all of this is showing how much he cared on a personal level, because I honestly, I mean, the support was overwhelming, just heart-filled, and was really like beyond helpful. Like, you can't even imagine how helpful it is when you're going through what we had to go through to have fans and who have become friends, who are our family now. And
they
like
said,
Sarah
we could do this. We could do this together. We could
like,
do this. Okay.
And then also, like Sarah was saying, a lot of the supporters, they'll come visit us and we spend time with them, and they tell us stories that, like, oh, you know, we were at this concert and this and that. And I think it really kind of like brings us together in a way that we didn't have that type of opportunity when we were younger. And so it's almost like getting to know Dad in a different way. And it's been an amazing, like I said, heart-filled process to be doing this, you know. And some days it's not super easy, but we kind of have figured out how to, we split up, like Sarah's with the herd probably 4 or more days a week, hands on. We have other people who help us care for them. We have volunteers. I do the, you know, bookkeeping. Sometimes I'm like, I need to get out behind this computer and go be with the horses more. And, you know, but we all kind of share our duties, I would say, is that the best way to say it?
Our duties.
And not to mention, like, we couldn't share more how grateful we are for the people who encourage us from the beginning, which is, like Sarah said, Anita, Mary Cherry, Susan. I mean,
no, it's
Suzanne,
like endless. It's endless. Yeah, God bless her. Rest in peace.
And
Sweet Suzanne.
In heaven.
Yeah,
and just so many things that, I think that's really like what it did. Is it really brought us to share a relationship that we actually never had before.
And that goes along the lines of what DJ EMF is to us. You started with that question, and to me, it is an opportunity and a privilege to be able to honor our father, maintain his legacy, and continue to keep his name, his mission alive through the people that love him the most.
My first horse's name was Sally.
My first pony was Kelsey. She was a Shetland. I don't know if you know anything about Shetlands. They're little
and Sally, she was
a sassy chestnut mare,
which is also they're really not easy. I don't know what happened. We started off with like kind
the
of
hard
really
horses,
challenging horses,
and then we went into thoroughbreds, which are not the easiest either.
But they're all full of heart.
Yeah,
so,
they're full
of heart. So yeah, we kind of, and it was all backyard stuff, you know. We were very much just like, kind of obviously had the 4-legged loves in our hearts like Dad did.
Well,
and just kind of kept
Dad
going.
said Talia, she used to do showing, and she would show the horses, and Dad sent her 1 or 2 horses to try out to see if those would work. One of them is Bo, who we have currently in our herd now. So it's a full circle moment.
But he rescued him from the trap.
Yes, yeah.
And I said, oh, maybe you could take him and do something with him. It turned out that there was a reason he was rescued. He needed to just be retired, and it was all good. But I feel like having this experience the last, like you said, like decade, has really kept us connected in a way we never even could understand and appreciate to the depth that we do every single day.
Well, it shifted our access, like it shifted both of our lives so greatly to this place that we are now. And I could not be more grateful or more privileged to be amongst this group that came to us via our Father. And I am grateful to you, Mark. I am grateful to so many people that love him as much as we do, you know, and just like dig into what he was and what he felt. He felt so connected to you as you do to him. And that was so authentic, truly. But we wanted to thank our tried and true, trusted friend, Bobby Boyce. She has been critical in our lives always, but from the moment that he passed, she has been our guide, and
helped us a lot to establish the foundation, the 501c3, which also makes it tax deductible for any donations that anybody gives, whether it's $1, $5, anything. It's all really helpful always. And yeah, there's there's a lot of people who have been instrumental along the way, and all of the people who have been sponsoring and supporting us, and basically, supporting Dad and his legacy. It's meant more than I can even, like, my heart.
Yeah, we can't express. It's hard to articulate in words.
I forgot to bring a tissue.
Yeah,
I don't have a tissue with me right now, but
yeah,
it's been really amazing.
Yeah. I'm watching along on the Facebook feed right now, and I'm looking at some questions. It's really sweet. Mark, we are so grateful to you, to our audience here. Please welcome Mark to the platform.
Hello.
Love you guys.
Hi guys. Hi Talia. Hi Sarah. It's good to see you.
So good to see you.
How are you?
I'm very well. It's lovely to see you smiling and happy.
You look really well.
I need my glasses. Hold on.
I know.
Thank you
it's
for
lovely
being
to
here,
see
Mark.
you again.
Thank you.
I would just say to everybody, I came over to see Davy on the Monkeys tour in 1986, and I got to travel around on the tour bus, not just with Davy, but with Talia and Sarah as well. They put up with me for at least 2 weeks, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah.
Sorry for anything.
It was a very exciting time, and
It was.
I know I met your mother as well. Your mum turned up at some point, and my regards to her as well. It was a very exciting time. One I'll never forget, and it led on to other things for me personally, which I'm so grateful to you, Dad, that he sort of took me and Laurie on board. Laurie's going to be along in a minute.
I love it.
Beautiful. Yeah, we have so many fond memories of both of you, and that's one of the things is just like, look we're circling back again. How grateful, right?
Well, and I know about the horses and your foundation. It's wonderful you've kept it going. It's one of the things that was obvious about Davy, your dad. He absolutely loved horses. It was, in fact, I remember him showing me a video. He'd won a horse race. And that seemed, I'm sure it meant more to him winning that horse race than all the hit records he had with the Monkeys.
You are absolutely correct. Absolutely.
I imagine it was, different feelings about all of it. But yeah,
it was impressive. I was there.
I think it was 50. She was there.
I was there. I was living in England at the time, and I was able to be there for it. It was a pretty special moment, that's for sure.
Well, every horse race I've ever seen, there's a lot of shouting going on and cheering as they come up to that finishing line or the winning post. So I'd like to have seen that. It's a shame there wasn't a camera on you, Sarah.
Right? Yeah. No, that's probably better, actually. It was a really special moment. I think that you're right. You know, as I would assume everybody knows, he started as a jockey. So having that moment, I think he was 50. I think he was
I think it was
50 years old.
Yeah.
So having that moment 30 years later in his life, probably for him was, like you said, up there with his top moments and top experiences of life.
We should get the other brother on here. It would just be nice briefly to have both the two sisters and the two brothers. Do you think we could do that for just a moment and get Lori in the mix here? Is that
great?
Well, I hope so.
Okay,
unfortunately, Laurie doesn't live with me. He might be having technical problems.
All right.
So,
but we've got him in the queue. We've got him in the queue.
Hey.
There he is.
Introducing
Hi there.
Laurie.
Goodness.
Oh, Mark's gonna do it. Sorry.
That looks like I can see Sarah, and hang on, there's something on the screen here. It's Talia. It's Talia. Hi there.
Yep.
God,
Hi.
I remember going on one of those roller coaster rides, Sarah, with you at some Six Flag place.
Yeah.
And we sat up the front, and I don't think I'd ever.
You probably
must have been
photo of that. You know how they
must
take
have
the
been
photos?
at Disney. Do you remember that, Sarah? You probably, yeah.
She's
the best.
Her mouth open.
Yeah. I love roller coasters. So thanks for going in front with me.
Arms in the air.
Yes. It's lovely to see you both.
It's great to see you as well.
Lovely to see you.
Are you in California?
Yep. Things are good here in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
Really good. Yeah.
And I'm in sunny England.
Sarah literally has dirty boots on right now.
Yeah.
From being with the horses.
Yeah.
They kind of smell, actually.
How's England? It was rainy earlier today, wasn't it?
It was, and it was one of my daughter Alice's 30th birthday. So we've had a bit of a party around here.
Oh,
and,
lovely. Fantastic.
And when the sun came out, it was fine. And we had all the chairs and tables out in the garden. And then the rain came, and I had to get all the covers in. And then the sun came out again. But we had some lovely food, and her uni friends were there. So it was great. It was very nice.
Happy birthday to your daughter. That's wonderful.
30. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Lori, we have so many wonderful memories of you on tour. Uncle Lori. I mean, that's you know, to this day. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh,
really
well,
nice to see you.
I remember you both. I remember coming to meet your mum in Santa Barbara. And I remember seeing a bra on a car.
Oh.
Now, I'm not sure whose car it was, but that was the first time I'd ever seen. I don't know if they still have them.
Wait.
Oh, you're talking about a cover on the front of the car.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a brassiere.
No, well, it could be that as well, but no.
I see what you're saying, like a covering.
Yeah.
I didn't get
I
that.
suppose it's to stop all the flies and the stones and stuff. Yeah. There was a competition.
Yeah.
And
who could get more tan?
I don't know. I think it's probably your dad, but there was a guy called Rob Grill in the grassroots, and we ended up calling the sunshine the Grills because he had the best tan.
Yeah.
But I remember your dad and I used to find a corner of the pool early in the morning and sit there and catch the first rays of sun. And then we'd move around the pool as the sun moved round to, to keep it going.
I know. I actually have photos.
And sit there and catch the first rays of sun. And then we'd move around the pool as the sun moved round to, to keep it going.
I know. I actually have photos that I've unearthed lately that you are in them, and you and Dad are
wearing short shorts,
wearing your bathing suits, and you're very tanned with a lot of oil on you.
Yeah, it was probably Hawaiian Tropic #1.
It was.
All the horses are retired, so we do a lot of care, grooming and mucking and feeding and caring for them, but just as fulfilling. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my eldest daughter, Lauren, who is, I think she's 33. We once went down, your dad had a farm, I remember. And he had this little horse, and he put my daughter, Lauren, who was about 5 at the time, on this horse. And he put the helmet on the head and patted it, which he probably did to you just the same. Nice. I don't know. But that introduced Lauren into horses, and for about the next 15 years I would take her to a riding school. And she would and I just remember you both loving horses, and your dad. I remember a dog called Casa, a little black Labrador.
Oh my God, you're so cute.
How are you doing, Marco?
I'm all right, Lo. I was just hoping you'd tell everybody your Johnny Cash story.
I can, yes, I can. I remember we were in Nashville, and it was in 1988, and Davy and Johnny Cash had done television shows together back in the 60s and 70s, and they were friends. And Johnny found out which hotel we were staying at in Nashville, got a message over to us, and he said, "It's my son John Jr.'s birthday today, and we're having a party. I'll send a car over for you." So this big black limousine turned up. The driver's name was Armando. There we go. I still remember that driver's name. Anyway, he took us over to, I think it was Hendersonville. And we were met at the house, and Johnny was really nice. His wife, June Carter Cash, everybody there was lovely. I think it was his son's 18th birthday, and Johnny took a lot of pleasure in showing us around his house, and he had been given watches and paintings and statues and all sorts of things on his travels around the world by various ambassadors and dignitaries. And he said, there's one special room, and we went to one of his bathrooms, and on the toilet, I'm not sure what the American word is for toilet, but on the toilet seat, it was made of like perspex. It looked like glass, and you could see right through it. And in this perspex was intertwined barbed wire.
Can you just put a closing pitch for why people should, think about supporting DJ EMF, the Davy Jones Equine Memorial Foundation? What do you have to say to folks?
I think there's lots of monkey fans everywhere who all love Davy, and they all knew his love and just wanting horses to have the best life they possibly could. And this foundation is just tremendous for that. So any donations to keep this foundation going are very well deserved. Davy's love of animals wasn't only horses, he loved all animals.
Mickey Dolans here. The Davy Jones Equine Memorial Foundation was founded by Davy's daughters to protect and care for the herd of retired and rescued racehorses he left behind. I'll never forget once we were on tour in, I think, Newmarket, where he had worked as an apprentice jockey before he got into showbiz, and he taught me how to ride a real racehorse, and we exercised these horses on a real racetrack. It was one of the most incredible riding experiences of my life. Friends, family, and fans continue to help the girls to keep the remaining members of Davy's beloved herd healthy and safe. You can support this great cause by purchasing merchandise or becoming a horse sponsor or donor. Find them on Facebook or go to HaveYouHeard, that's spelled HERD.org. Let's do it for Davy and those lovely horses.